back to the channel that knows nothing. I'm Jam and let's get to it. So today we're diving on into the cozy fantasy book tag. So surprised I haven't done this. But let's go! Question 1 in this tag is let the journey begin, and that is your first ever fantasy cozy read. And I feel like it was Legends and Lattes, but also not really sure. I'm sure I've read other cozy books before, but this one had like the coziest vibes ever. Building your own little coffee shop is so cute. It felt like such a side story in a D&D game. I loved every part of it. And there's a sequel coming out, which I'm super excited for. Question number 2 in this tag is a book that's not marketed as cozy but feels like it fits in that genre, and I'm gonna pick The Fire Within, or at least the first few in the series. It definitely has that cozy vibe of like this guy moving in as a tenant and finding all these clay dragons everywhere. Very cozy vibes. But as the story goes on, it gets a little bit deeper, a little bit darker, but I feel like that makes sense with like the aging up of the reader. But the first like 2 are like cozy vibes, but they are a little bit sad, but definitely cozy. Question number 3 in this tag is what is a fantasy setting you'd be comfortable living in and why? And I'm gonna pick the Tea Dragon Society. 1, because tea, and 2, because dragons. And 3, because it's freaking adorable. If you haven't picked up this series yet, or this little like comic trilogy thing, you definitely should. It's so much fun, and like seeing the little dragons and like the different types of tea they make, it's so cute. It's so cute. I can't even. Question number 4 in this tag is pick a cozy book that's on your TBR and a cozy treat to go with it. I am picking Bookshops and Bone Dust. I looked at the page because I wasn't sure what it was called. And I'm picking a hot chocolate because, yes, it's got the vibe. Pick a book that was described as cozy fantasy or fantasy in general, that described as comforting, wholesome, or cozy, but didn't meet your expectations and why. The Lord of Stariel. I thought it was going to be cozy, and it ended up being like really like left wing. Well, it blindsided me a lot. Mainly because like I thought it was gonna be like about how the estate chooses the next heir, and it was gonna be the black sheep of the family, and that is all I thought the story was gonna be. But that happened in the first few chapters of the story, and then fairies came out of nowhere. Like, I thought as fantasy as we were gonna get is that this magic gemstone picked the next leader of the estate, owner of the estate, whatever you want to call it, and then it just whipped out fairies out of its butt. And I feel like it wasn't cozy after that. I was like, wait, what's going on? Is this a spicy book? It wasn't, but who knows? I'd never read the rest of the series. Question number 6 in this tag is a book that is in the genre cozy fantasy or otherwise that you feel is underrated. I feel like Pneumonia, I don't know how to pronounce her name, is underrated, mainly because like I feel like we now look to the Netflix series for what the book is, and I don't know, I haven't seen the Netflix series, I've only read the book because I'm worried. I feel like it's got a bad rep because of that, but I don't know, maybe it doesn't, maybe it has an even better reputation. I live under a rock, so I don't know. Question number 7 in this tag is a fantasy book that leaves you feeling cozy, full of joy, just happy in general. And I'm picking Of Fire and Stars. That is like my favorite thing in the entire world. It's a little bit dark, but mostly it's about forbidden love, queerness, set in the fantasy genre. What more could you want? Oh, that was the last question. I didn't even realize. Anyway, guys, that's all I've got for you today. Please like, subscribe, because it's always nice, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.